Nice work. And once we've got our page hero in place, next I would want to work on services. So skip the featured products for now because I would want to fetch them first. And the way we're going to do that is by going, of course, to the services component. That's the one we're looking for. And yep, I have services text. That's why it is displayed. But of course, I would want to set up my styled component, which is going to be a wrapper. And this is going to be the case where technically, if you want, you can hard code these values. And to tell you honestly, there's nothing that's stopping you from doing that because we won't use those services in different places. So it's not like with links where it definitely makes sense to set them up in a separate place and then just iterate over. But I still prefer setting up some kind of array in a separate file. And that way I can separate two concerns. I have data in one place, which is going to be the icon, the title, as well as the text. And then in the services, I only worry about our rendering. And in order to check out the services, essentially our array, we would need to navigate to utils and then constants. That's where we have our links, correct? And we're going to do that by going, of course, to the utils and to the constants. And in here, yep, we have the links, but we also have services. Now, what's different about services that I imported these icons right here. So I import them from React icons, whichever icons you would like. And then when I'm setting up that service, still the object, I have property by the name of icon, which I set it equal to my component, to the React component, which is an icon. And then notice again, we have a list. So we have ID, we have title, and then we have the text as well. Now, one gotcha about this one, you must import a React in this case, since you have the React component. When we worked with links, we didn't need React. This is just simple JavaScript data. Now, when we're setting up this type of structure, where one of the properties is a React component, you must import React. That's one of the gotchas that you would need to know if you're setting up your data this way. And once we're familiar with how our data is structured, of course, I navigate back, I import them since it is a named export, and then I would want to set up my return. Where inside of my wrapper, I'm going to go with the div with a class of section center, again, just for the width. And then we're going to have two articles. One is going to be, or you know what, it's going to be one article and one div. My apologies. So we're going to go over here. We're going to say header, and let's just say article, and class is header. And then inside of this article, we're going to go with heading 3, and we'll say custom and furniture. Hopefully my spelling is correct. Then I'll set up another line break, just because I enjoy line break elements. And we're going to go with built only for you. Let's save it. See what we've got. All right, there it is. That is our heading 3. Then right next to it, I'm going to go with my paragraph. In this case, I'm going to go with 20 words. I think that should do it. And then, like I said, right next to it, I would want to have a div with a class name. So I have one article. Don't place it inside of the article, but we're going to go with services and then center. So this is section center and this is services center. And of course, you can already guess that services center will be styled over here. So the section center was that global one. Now I lost my suggestion. And if that happens to you, remember that the shortcut is Control and space, at least in Mac, where I can get my suggestion back. And now I have my div, and the only thing I need to do is just iterate over services, something we have done, I want to say 1,000 times throughout the course, but I think maybe even more. So we're going to go here with single service. Now I'm referencing that object. What properties do I want? Well, I want ID, I want icon, I want title, and I want text, correct? And that is all coming from service. You guessed it correctly. And as far as the return, we go with article over here, and we'll add right away a key. And I want to add a little bit of styling, so add class name of service over here. And then inside of this article, let's go with span. And this one will also have the class name. The class name will be icon. I'll scroll down just so we can see a bit clearer. And inside of the span, we're going to go with icon like so. I'll save it. I should see my icons. There it is. And then I just need to add the title and then the text. So here, let's render title. And also let's render the paragraph. And I'm going to be looking for the text like so. So I render all of them. And yep, we have our services. Let's navigate to the big screen. The moment we have the hero, we have featured products. And there it is. Now we have these services. Now, don't worry about this current look. Don't freak out. It's done on purpose because notice here, when I have the newsletter, I would want to have those services kind of going into that particular section. So once I get the certain screen size, I just increase the padding on the newsletter and make sure that my whole services section moves down a little bit. Again, it's just a CSS thing. It has nothing to do with our functionality.